What's up, and welcome to episode 34 of Brewing Through the Multiverse. I'm Mike.
I'm Joel.
How we doing, man?
Doing well. Jones in for some Bloomburrow spoilers here.
Yeah, they've been pretty tight-lipped about it. There's some good ones. We got the Maro List, but not too many spoilers yet. Do you like when leaks happen?
Yeah, give me all the leaks. I want it now. I want it right now all the time.
Yeah, I've never seen leaks and been like, oh man, now I have to look at these cards even earlier. You know? I
Yeah,
like it.
because I never go to like the content creator's website to like see it. So I was already not giving them any traffic to their site. And some people still don't get the hint that they shouldn't like hide the spoiler in a video. So someone has to like screen grab the video to actually see it. So no, just give me the links. Give me the fucking potato quality picture that somebody took at like a presentation at like a secret R&D meeting.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, if I ever got, my hands on some cards that were I would probably leak them. I don't give a fuck. Listen, if we double our listeners to like 9 listeners and, Wizards wants to send us a card, I'm leaking that shit. Get ready.
As soon as we get one card, it's a common and that's it. We fucked it
Yep.
up.
Yeah. I can't help myself. I tell you what your Christmas presents are. I'm that guy who just is always like, fuck the secrets. Here we go. All right, so I'm drinking a Mountain Dew today. They have hard Mountain
Hard
Dew
Mountain
now.
Dew? What?
Bro, this is Baja Blast. They have,
Hard Dew.
dude, hard live wire. I got over here, I have a hard watermelon Mountain Dew. So, yeah, it's good stuff. Hard to drink a lot of them, but it's fucking tasty. This literally just tastes like Baja Blast. Anyway, right. So for this week, we're gonna do our Azorius and Dimir. But before we do get into that, I got to talk about my arena. I haven't played too much this week. I have been playing a lot of standard though, just trying to see what's happening there and try some new decks. The two decks that I've been playing around with are the Rakdos Outlaws, which I had mentioned a while ago. That I think is my favorite deck to play right now. If it's not hard to build, you just kind of need some one-ofs. Generous Plunderer has been a surprise for me. I like it for Commander. So Generous Plunderer is the 1 in a red 2/2 with Menace. Beginning of your upkeep, you make a treasure token. Your opponent gets a tap treasure token. Whenever you attack them, they take damage equal to their artifacts. Uh, it's great for Arena. I mean, for Commander, I like it for that. For Standard is a little iffy because you're straight up ramping your opponent every turn. So that gets iffy.
I feel like it get
But
out of
as
control.
Yeah, but you're also ramping yourself. And what I've been doing is as long as I get to swing twice with him, no matter what my opponent casts, 7 damage has happened from the Generous Plunderer alone, and I got ramped twice. It's been helping me more than it's been helping them because that even if it's just 3 damage they take from that, it's enough to kind of sway it when you're already playing aggro like I am. So,
Yeah. It's the extra couple points of damage.
yeah, I'm having a blast with it. I think if you are going to build an outlaw deck, throw at least 1 in there just to try it out. I think you'll like having those extra treasures and the extra damage. But the outlaws is pretty much it builds itself. You know what cards to put in that. You know what it's supposed to be doing. You know, Vile Smasher, that hostage guy.
If we
Uh,
played paper standard, would you build that deck in paper or would you build something else?
so I did build paper standard and I built disguise. I still think disguise is more fun in paper just because if I'm going to play a paper event, it's going to be heavy, high meta, and just doing disguise stuff is what I'd like to do. Outlaw is just something I'll do in arena, but
Okay.
it's paper worthy. It's just not what I would buy build specifically, especially since I have the disguise. But my new build is actually white green, and it's not a color combo I play often. I actually was talking to Troy. I saw Troy yesterday, and I was telling him about this deck. because it's very much something, of his style. But there's just so many cards in standard right now that are putting 1/1 counters on shit for no reason. So Bristly Bill is that one green mythic, the 2/2. Whenever
Yeah.
you play a land, just double, and you could pay, I think it's like 5 or 6 mana to get, yeah, 5 mana to double the number of 1/1 counters on a creature. So we got Bristly Bill, and we also have Ordinary Tumblewag, which is the 3 mana 2/2 guy with saddle. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a 1/1 counter on somebody, and then whenever it attacks, double the number of 1/1 counters if it's been saddled. So that's just another way to double counters.
Yeah, just get them out
Um,
there.
you put it with a Railway Brawler, where whenever creatures come out, they get that many 1/1 counters on it. That can
I
kind of get
fucking
carried
love
away.
Railway Brawler.
I really do. Dude, just doubling all my creatures with counters is so fun. And it's a 5/5 for 5 with reach, and it's all the stats I'm looking for if I'm playing green. I also got Gold Vein Hydra in here, which comes out with just 1/1 counters on it. Um, so that's a lot. And then the early drops there's the Enduring Bond Warden that says whenever a creature dies, put its counters on another target creature you control, which is fantastic for this deck. And then the real leader of this is the Dusk Legion Duelist, which is whenever one or more counters are put on Dusk Legion, draw a card this turn. So just every turn, pump it, get a card draw, and then you swing, you put more counters. The synergy on this has been really great. I'm having a blast with these colors. I don't know. It's exactly what I'm looking to do in these colors. So
Yeah,
hell yeah.
big explosive Selesnya turns.
Yeah. Yeah. And just growing and gaining a little life and putting the counters. And I got that King Darien in here to pump and protect all my creatures. It's
I
good
forgot
colors.
about King Darien.
Still chilling.
Still hanging out.
Yeah. So I recommend just finding a way to start getting some gold in there. Just get ready for Bloomburrow, because Bloomburrow is coming. So you got to start, doing your homework, getting them gems,
Yeah,
getting them packs, get a few staples, maybe a
I'll
shell
try
build.
to between games of Marble Snap.
There we go. How's the Marvel Snap going?
Snapping away. Snap is a great game. I'd recommend
That's
everyone
awesome.
check it out. It's quick. Never feel enticed to spend any money on it. You can get like 2 games in when you're taking a dump.
Can't beat it.
It's good. Big fan.
So I played for a little bit. I did play this week, only a game or two. Uh, like, is it like, I know you're getting cards. Like, how diverse does the deck builds get? Can you really like pump up your deck if you build synergy, or is it just like play the best cards?
It's definitely synergy based because like there's definitely like themes, like there's overarching themes like ongoing, which are just like static effects, and like on reveal, which are essentially the equivalent of ETBs, and like there's a series of cards that like get more powerful if you destroy them or discard them. So as you unlock more cards, like you can fill out the strategies better. Because like there's definitely, I mean, like you could just put just a random assortment of cards in the deck and it would work because there's no mana, so it's not like you need to do like color themes or whatever. But like your deck will definitely be more powerful if you're pairing like when this card enters, destroy the highest toughness thing, the highest power thing in your hand, and then you have a card that has high power that's when it's destroyed, actually put it back in your hand with even more power. Like so that kind of combo. Or like, oh, destroy every card on the battlefields, but like this gets, more powerful with how many cards you destroy. And then you have a card out that says when this card is destroyed, put it back on the battlefield like stronger. So like you need what I mean? Like you need more cards to do the individual strategies. There's like control decks I found out that like,
Hmm.
shut off opponents' abilities and stuff like that. So it's definitely not just play the best whatever, because like the best is very like there is no clear like this rate is just too good to ignore type of card.
That's cool. All right. I'm slowly moving up in it. I do plan on, eventually building stuff, but for right now, I have like a few cards that I just really like. I like dropping them, so
Yeah, just keep running
I'm
with
a
it.
best ofs right now. Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
look into it. I guess as I unlock more cards, I'll really start to see like, oh shit, these two go together. Clearly put
yeah.
these in.
There's also a
Yeah.
bunch of cards that do random shit, like this turns into a random other card, and those cards are fun too because of how like unpredictable like they can be. Because I've gotten hosed real hard, and I've also gotten like insane lucky draws. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah. I
random
like
element is fun.
the random element is my favorite part of it. Like the three middle grounds, you don't know what ability they're going to be putting out. Um, so like just the randomness of that, where it's suddenly something, you decide to put on something on realm 2 or 3 that isn't, shown yet, and then it
Yeah,
shows, and
hoping
suddenly you're
that it'll
winning
work.
it. Yeah, and then you realize sometimes it's something you don't want to be on, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Uh,
sucks
the
ass.
yeah, the random of it is nice since there is no mana issues or anything like that. That's where you're getting the little spicy fun. I also like how fast you get into a game. Like the games are fast, but like when you open up that app, you're playing a game really quick.
Yeah, like less than 30 seconds from like app launch to like in game.
Yeah, yeah, very streamlined, a lot of fun.
And then the last thing I'll say about Snap is I really enjoy the snap mechanic. Like I don't know if you've engaged with it too much, but anyone that hasn't played, essentially like there's a you level up by gaining cubes, and when you win a match you get like X number of cubes, but you can actually like wager double the cubes.
Yeah,
Um, and your opponent can also wager double cubes. So at the end of the day, you can win upwards of 8 cubes. But if you lose that many cubes. So like the wagering is fun because sometimes like in turn 3, 4, 5, all of a sudden they're like snapping when they get their card drawn. It's like, damn, they know like they think they're gonna win enough to start wagering. And then the same thing with you too, where it's like I betting that I can fucking take it.
yeah,
And then you wager the more cubes. So I like that mechanic, and I like that they give you the option to retreat if you don't feel like it's winnable.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a very interesting way to approach it.
I double down my cubes pretty much every time. I'll put it. I have a pretty good win rate, so I'll double down the cubes. I expect to win and get my 8, but I've definitely been hosed with it too, where you know you lose 8 cubes because I don't
Yeah.
snap. I don't snap away. I'm fucking. I'll sit there to the end. It's terrible. It happens so quick. Like I feel like if I leave, I feel like I don't know.
Nah, I'll
I'll
leave.
take my L.
I've learned to leave if I don't feel like
All
it's
right.
winnable, if I'm not confident.
I'll try that out then. That's kind of like mulligans in Magic. Like this, I barely mulligan, and it's in the game for a reason. Like you should mulligan sometimes.
Yeah. You should definitely
So
mulligan sometimes.
yeah. All right. Well, so I got this list here for Marrow. He's talking Bloomburrow. I love that he does this. This is such a fun
Same.
little. It's just a treat. He doesn't have to do this, and this doesn't really give us any info. It's just fun. So I'll let you pull that up there and we'll go over these.
Yeah.
I also realized that he puts in all this extra info at the end too. I always thought it was just a list. This is my first time ever scrolling past the list. And he's got fun stuff here. You're pumped for Bloomburrow, right? I mean, this artwork that they're showing is just the bee's
Oh,
knees.
it's right up my alley. It's everything that I wanted. And I think specifically, like, I think only like one card's been spoiled since last time we were talked, but
Yeah,
the one card that got spoiled is a fucking badger. And I know everyone and their grandmother is talking about Redwall. There's actually a hilarious meme I saw on Reddit about just everyone saying Redwall all the time. But in the book series Redwall, the strongest, toughest warriors were badgers. Like they were like the legendary like tank warriors. Like mice were like kind of like the everyday like warrior characters who had to like step up and like be courageous and stuff. But like badgers were always like fucking the boss of the fucking Redwall world. So I was very excited that the first, maybe only badger we got is like a fucking just Hulk and is cool.
interesting. Now,
Yeah.
do you think they would do a secret lair of Redwall?
I mean,
That's
everyone
attainable,
online
right?
is talking about it. The series
Okay.
is old enough where like I don't think any like big major corporation would like stand in their way, so
Right.
to speak.
Right. It's not like there's
Um,
a Red Wall movie in production right now that would hold, hold this
well,
IP from getting.
actually, a couple years ago, I saw that Netflix was making a Redwall show.
Oh,
Actually, let's look
okay.
that
So, or
up.
maybe not. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Never even heard of Red Wall before, besides all this talk with Magic. But seems to be a big deal.
Oh, its development's been halted. The guy that they had to lead the project said he was no longer in the project and doesn't know what Netflix is doing with the IP. All right, so we're good. Get that
There it
Redwall
is.
secret lair. Netflix isn't doing shit.
Hell yeah, I like it. I also the uh, alternate art or like the borderless art on this set
Yeah,
looks fucking crazy. So I'm ready for this set. But all right, let's go down this list. Do you have that pulled up there?
I do.
All right. Do you want to maybe run this list here?
Oh, share it.
Or
Yeah, we
just
can do that.
read through it. Be the one that goes through this list.
Yeah, hold on. Let me
Just mine's on
present
my
it
phone
though.
here.
We're
Ooh.
high quality podcasters here. We know how to fucking share screens now.
That's it.
Here we
There it
go.
is, the blog a tog. All right.
All right. So let's run through them real quick. We got a new mechanic, which is a tweak on a mechanic from 2013. Interesting.
Now,
Destroy
did that
target
one get
creature.
covered already though? Did that first one get covered?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard of one yet.
Okay. All right. 'Cause I saw a Google headline about it. I didn't know if maybe it got spoiled. All right.
We've got
What-
destroy target creature. A spell with only this rules text gets a new mana cost.
How cheap
So
do you think it gets?
I mean, it's got to be murder on two, right? Like,
Black, black though, not one black, right?
oh, I would definitely say yeah, black destroy target creature because
Or
like Doomblade existed.
yeah. But I mean, they also we'll get to it on the list, but I think they said that they have a new mana symbol for pay or something like that. So like maybe it's
Oh,
gonna be like this alternate cost rather than just like simple mana. But we'll get to that one later. All right, go on. What else we got?
a cycle of uncommon lands that each reference four creature types.
Which I'm assuming would be like a subtype like outlaw? Or is it that one
Um,
they showed one that was like weasels, mice, ferrets, and squirrels or
Weasel.
something like that, right?
Wait, hold on.
Did I say measles?
No, you definitely said weasels, but I
Oh,
just thought it
okay.
was funny that it's just like the animals you chose were
I think that's what it was. It was on a
weasels. Yeah,
weasel.
so it's they did spoil that cycle. It's the village cycle. You could tap them for a colorless. You can tap them to add color, red, blue, all the mono colors. But you can only spend the colored mana on a creature spell, and then you can pay one of whatever color it is, tap it to put a 1/1 counter on. Well, okay, green is a 1/1 counter on frogs, rabbits, raccoons, squirrels. The red one is lizards, mouse, otter, raccoon. We got bat, lizard, rat, squirrel on black. Surveil 2 on bird, frog, otter, rat. And then you can reveal and put into your hand a bat, bird, mouse, or rabbit on white.
That's
So it looks like it gives
pretty
you a
fucking
little
cool.
effect. Okay, so
That
then
is
real
cool.
quick, between 1/1 counter, giving 1/0 in haste, returning from your graveyard to hand, surveil 2, or the look at the top six and then put one and put it into your hand. What do you think is like the best?
They're honestly all good. I mean, color wise, each one is kind of doing what it wants to do. I mean, for me personally, I'm going to biasly say that the haste, I mean, just getting something hasty is amazing to have on a land. Um, and then maybe returning a creature to hand. So recursion. So, oh, Rakdos. I chose
Yeah.
Rakdos.
Oh wow. Speak of the devil. I think the
How about
only one that I don't love is the blue one because you can only activate it if one of the four creature types entered the battlefield, whilst
hmm,
the other ones all buff like buff that thing.
Yeah.
And the
But I
only, and
mean,
then I guess, sorry, go on.
I'm just gonna say 6 deep is a decent look at cards, but I do hear that there's a limitation in order to do it. So
And then black and white, you need to sacrifice them to use the effect. So it almost feels
but
like green's probably the best just because it's
just that
put a
1/1
1/1
counter.
counter on each that entered the battlefield this turn. Like, damn.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I mean that. Well, I got to check the creature types, but that might go in my new standard deck I just talked about, that green white one. So interesting. It's a cool land cycle, and that's definitely going to be something that, because a lot of times when you're drafting a set, you don't really pick lands unless specifically you're doing domain stuff or landfall. Like the lands are not always what it is. Modern warfare, Jesus, modern masters. You do want to pick some lands if you're doing the colorless Eldrazi stuff, but sometimes you don't. So in this draft, I could see myself possibly going for stuff. If I am building, the Weasel deck, maybe I go for that land or stuff. So that's pretty cool.
There are no weasels.
Altering a Weasel, bringing it in. Wait till the commander decks come out. There's going to be a Weasel commander. I'm telling you now, calling it.
Oh, and then I just saw a comment about the new mechanic tweak from 2013. Um, somebody speculated that it might be heroic, like a fixed
Cool.
version of heroic.
Okay, and that's the when you target your own creature, something good happens.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Put a 1/1 counter on it or something like that.
Heroic. That's from Theros, right? Wasn't that where
Yeah,
it first showed up? See,
yeah, because I
I know
think
my
the set's
notes.
like Theros, Gatecrash, and something else.
Okay,
So everyone was like, it's got to be Theros.
that makes sense.
All
Maybe
right,
Bestow.
next.
Oh no,
It,
they've been doing Bestow like
no,
crazy.
I also don't think Bestow might not be from OG Theros.
Oh, okay.
That might be into like Journey to Nyx or something. I'm
Okay,
not quite sure. That's still when the sets were coming out as like multiple blocks.
gotcha. All right, what else we got?
Um, counters in the set. 1/1 counters. Blight counters sounds kind of cool.
I
Coin
like it.
counters. Finality we know. Flood counters. Flying. Indestructible. Loyalty counters. Planeswalker. Stash.
Mhm.
Stun and supply.
I like
I
stash
definitely.
counters.
Oh yeah, dude. I want like a little weed like box or something.
Right? I was picturing stash like I'm picturing like the ant and the grasshopper story, and like there'll be an ant on the card, and he'll have his little stash for winter. You know,
Oh damn,
slowly
we went
build it up.
different directions on that one.
Yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, coin counters. I picture a greedy little mole collecting coins.
Yeah,
I don't know. I might be very off with all this, but that's what I see.
we'll see. We'll see. Uh,
That's great.
a non-creature subtype makes its first return. Battles. Is that a sub? No, that's not a subtype, right? That's a
No,
super type.
I think so. Yeah. So like maybe it's arcane. Maybe arcane will come back. Right. That's a subtype.
Yeah. Okay. Arcane. It could also be. Could it be like Kindred maybe as well?
Yeah, but didn't they just do it for Modern Horizons 3? Like,
There's like one or two. Yeah, Kindred Eldrazi things. I think.
yeah. So I don't think this would be the first return then. But I don't know. Maybe arcane. Although didn't they say arcane? They didn't like arcane. I don't know.
Yeah, they splice onto Arcane.
Okay.
Maybe it's junk.
I, I'm down for junk. I could use all the junk cards I could get.
Yeah. Hopefully they do more
Truly.
junk cards. I really do enjoy the junk mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see why not. I'm sure they can. It doesn't have to be Fallout prohibitive.
Yeah.
Everybody
Uh,
makes junk. Everybody makes junk.
We got a 10 card cycle that acts as typal glue.
What does that even mean?
So I know that there's the 10 animal tribes in this set that each are like a two color pair. So I'm assuming that there's each pair has like a uncommon like poster child, like kind of how like in Ravnica there was like the guild mage cards that were just like uncommons that had like effects like pay some mana and do this effect that's like is it ish or Golgari ish.
Hmm.
So like there's gonna be like a Orzhov bat that's like your bats do something, and then there's gonna be a Simic frog that's like, hey, your frogs do something.
All right, that sounds cool.
It's really I feel like it's just like kind of like for drafting, you know what I mean? Like signpost
Yeah,
on commons.
yeah. Which is good. Dude, so I'm holding up draft tokens and gems right now. I won some in in Modern Horizons. Dude, man, I want to say Modern Warfare. I can't stop. It's this
It
whole
is
podcast
modern
I'm gonna watch
warfare.
it. Yeah, but I'm holding as many gems and I want to draft till my eyes bleed with Bloomburrow. I'm so excited for this set. So it's good to see all these things that are strictly draft, focused. So I like it. Keep it coming. All right. What
Um
else we got?
all right, we have two mechanics that came out in the same set, each return part of a different two color archetype.
Two mechanics that came out in the same set return each part of a different two color archetype. All right, we'll see about that, I guess. I
Okay.
don't.
The word squirrel shows up 4 times in rules text, so hey, savvy MTG finance people, buy your squirrels right now because all the squirrel commander cards are going to go up. If they're not, they're probably already trending up now. So you missed the
Yeah,
train to get the cheapest, but get them right
yeah,
now.
yeah. So everybody, listen. Find all the squirrel cards you have and get ready to sell them. That's really
Yeah,
what it
get your
is.
Toskies ready because those are going to go up. Get your
Yeah,
Chatterfangs or Chitterfang, whatever the fuck, the Golgari one from Modern Horizons 2, and
yeah,
get that shit together because that's all going to go up.
yeah. Also, anything that pumps tokens. There's that 2 mana one from Wilds of Eldraine. It's just one in a white. All tokens get +1/+1. That shit. Go for token shit. Because squirrels love tokens.
A mythic cycle with a new symbol, so that's cool.
Mythic cycle with a new symbol. So that's what I was talking about. Is when I heard that, I thought like a mana symbol to cast it, right? Like
Yeah,
hybrid,
I'm
or
assuming
that's what
so.
that is, right? Okay,
Yeah, so there's like hybrid, Phyrexian, colorless. So
right. Do you think this is going to be like a because I mean, all right, so we have pay different color manas as hybrid. We have pay life instead of
well,
mana
actually,
as what's up?
well, I was thinking too. There's also tap. Tap is a symbol. Untap is a symbol. Snow is a symbol.
Oh, okay.
So it could be like doesn't have to be necessarily casting cost.
All right. That makes sense. Yeah, because I feel like they've already exhausted all of the casting costs.
Yeah, as cool as it would be to have a new one, but yeah, it might be like I saw a comment that was like, what if it's like spring mana instead of snow mana?
Oh man, that nice autumn mana.
Yeah, dude. But
Yeah,
yeah, it could be something like that where it's like Ishkabibble. You have to like rip your card in half and then you can use the effect.
I'm in. I'm all in on that one. Or maybe it's like a tap untap where like you have to tap. Well, that literally ends you up at 0. That's like multiplying by 0. Okay. Yeah,
It's
I don't.
impossible.
Well, I mean, it would trigger the untap triggers of other
No, you
cards
can't
and
do
then
that.
tap to trigger the taps. So, okay, listen, I know it's useless, but like, let's say you have a whole bunch of cards that care about things untapping and a whole bunch of cards that care about things tapping, and then you hit the tap untap and it triggers both of them, you know?
Hell yeah,
I don't
brother. Hell yeah.
know. That's my next brawl deck. All
And the
right,
last
what
one
else
for
we
the
got?
first section is one of the cutest mechanics we've ever made. So I'm assuming it's like you're making like little babies or something.
Oh, yeah, the cuddle mechanic. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Like
That's
three
crazy.
cute things and you get like +2/+2. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, like bunny farm, and you get little
Yeah.
bunnies
It's
on your
like
field.
fucking
I love it.
so then some rules text. We got create X tokens that are copies of target token you control. That's cool.
Yep.
If you control a raccoon, you may discard a card. Creatures your opponents control have base toughness 1, like that a lot. Whenever one or more creatures other whenever one or more other creatures you control leave the battlefield without dying. So that's interesting. That could be some
So
blink shenanigans.
blink shenanigans for sure. I really like the one part. Creatures your opponents control have base toughness 1. Bro, hell yeah.
Yeah, some
Hell
Rakdos
yeah.
ping shit.
Yeah, yeah. You get a Judith out, and then suddenly everything is targetable. I like that. All right, go
I,
ahead, keep going.
I like the next one. If it's the first instant spell, the first sorcery spell, or the first otter spell,
All for the otters, but the weasels fuck you up, huh?
I guarantee that it's otters or is it, and I guarantee it's like a copy effect. It's got to be right. It's got to be copy it.
Yeah,
If
copy
it's the
spell.
first instant sorcerer or ottery, you can ottery. Your first ottery spell. We got put a flood counter on target land.
Nice.
We got where X is the number of creatures your opponents controlled that were exiled this turn. That's exciting for me. I love exiling people's creatures.
That's definitely a white card.
Yeah, or Orzhov,
Mm.
which hell yeah, bats. As long as there are 4 or more card types among cards exiled with whatever the fuck, up to one
Yep.
target creature, artifact, or planeswalker and opponent control loses all abilities until your next turn. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that
a
might be the
great spread.
yeah, it might be the first time that you can like neutralize a planeswalker like that.
Yeah. Yeah, just turn them off for a turn. Just shut them up. Uh blue card for that? Azorius card for that one?
Yeah, I could easily see it be like a blue card.
Yeah.
Like the blue's got a lot of like, hey, it becomes a 1/1 frog.
Yeah. Also, you missed one on the list, which is for each other squirrel and or food token you control.
Oh,
So
I did.
it seems like there's going to be token stuff. So yeah, anything that helps tokens, grab those cards too, because that's the minor help. That's
Yeah,
the
grab your
subtle helping in a
Academy
sense.
manufacturers and your Nuka-Cola vending machines.
Yeah. Well, you should be grabbing them anyway.
Yeah.
Just always have them.
And then some card types. We got Hamster Citizen. Awesome. We got Hamtaro.
Good fella.
Frog Advisor. Skunk Assassin. That's fucking cool. Raccoon Berserker.
Hold on, wait. Do you think that they chose Skunk Assassin because skunk ass? Like, do you think there's
Oh,
any correlation to that or no? Is- no, is that too
I
much?
don't know. Honestly, that
Skunk
seems
ass.
like if I was working at Wizards, that seems like something that I would try to like get in there as like a ha 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 ha, like it works, but like it's hee hee funny.
Yeah,
I would say there's a greater than 0% chance, Michael. Absolutely.
nice. I hope. I hope
That's
that's
awesome.
great. What else?
Fucking damn, that got me. Squirrel Warlock Bard.
That's
Hopefully
a
that's like the
hardcore title.
necromancer squirrel
Yeah,
picture we saw.
yeah.
Rabbit Mouse, Badger Warrior, Weasel Mercenary. I was wrong.
There,
There's weasels.
there it is. They always
There's the
weasel their way
weasel.
in.
Weaseling
There
in
it
there.
is.
Elemental Elk, and
Majestic as
then
fuck.
Bird Dragon.
They
So
both
I've
fly.
seen a lot of speculation that Colligan, Colagon is in the set.
Oh shit, that'd
and
be
that could be
awesome.
Polygon. Yeah,
That would be cool. Nice.
because apparently like the arc we're on now is like the Dragon Storm arc or some shit like that, which is like the story's gonna end when we go back to Tarkir, like return to Tarkir, but like people are like, if Polygon is in this set, then like maybe all the Elder Dragons are gonna start making appearances like one by one, like how the Praetors did.
Hmm.
Like Vorinclex was on one set, and then fucking Shieldred showed up in another set, and all that kind of shit.
That's I like I like that. Like each set, it's like which Praetor was gonna show up, or for now it would be which Elder Dragon's gonna show up. I like that. That's fun. Bring it on.
Yeah, same. I'm a big fan. All right, and then some card names, which I fucking love already. Crumb and Get It. Done. Already happy about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Festival of Embers. Hop
I hope
to
that's
it.
I hope Festival of Embers is a gnarly red card. Like I want that to
Yeah,
be a playable card. Yeah, hop to it.
hop
Fuck
to it.
that
We got
card.
for the rabbits. We got Kidnap.
Or frogs.
Yeah, fucking
Hmm.
Playful Shove.
You're right. It's rabbits. Playful shove. That's so cute.
Pollywallop. Rabid Gnaw, which is definitely going to be the green fight spell of the set.
Yeah.
That's your 3 mana uncommon green fight.
Or
Like,
maybe it's Golgari and it gives your creature death touch and then fights.
true.
I don't know.
Shrike Force. War Squeak. I love that. War Squeak, dude.
That's a good one.
And Wishing Well. Wishing Well, I hope, is like a mythic, like blue, like fucking cool thing.
Yeah. There was that blue one, Witch's Well, right? That's a card.
Could be.
Where's that from? The first throne. So Throne of Eldraine. There's that 1 mana blue well. I
Oh,
don't know.
yes,
Maybe
yes. I do remember what that is. Yeah.
right.
Uh,
With the name of it, I don't know, but I'm calling it Witch and Well. So yeah,
it
we'll
is
just
Witching
believe
Well.
that. It is
Yeah,
witching
one
and
mana
wishing
blue
well.
artifact, ETB, scry 2, pay 4, sack it to draw 2.
Bro, my memory is so fleeting, and yet for some reason magic cards just really they're the only thing that's being retained in there.
There's only so much
Fucking
room.
it's scary. Yeah.
Like
Oh man.
kids' names and magic cards. That's it.
I just watched Inside Out with my daughter, and they're at one point they're going through the long-term memory, and the little guys in there are vacuuming up all like the useless information, and like it, I resonated with that so hard because like all I picture is my shelves are just full of magic cards. That's it. That's all it is. Just the entire library of the Magic the Gathering game. Everything else got vacuumed up. All right, so that's a sick list, man. I'm pumped for this set. I think it's going to be a good draft environment is what I'm picking up from all of these cards and stuff. This is the set to draft in. Okay, I was like, how are you going to get into the standard? Take the time to do as many drafts of this as possible, and that'll get you. You'll be surprised at how easily that gets you into standard. That might convert you. So draft this one. This is a good one. All right. There we go. So that's all that really is up new with the Magic. Before we go into our Azorius cards of what we love about Azorius, which is actually my least favorite color combo, but going through the cards, there were some bangers in there, so I'm excited to go over it. I do have a funner trash for you, man.
Fun or trash.
We have to get a little song for the funner trash. We'll make it up one day, and it'll be exciting. But all right, so I am theory crafting Obeka because I've been playing it in Brawl, and I was curious to see how it would translate all the way over to Commander. And I came across a card that I was very interested in your opinion. So Obeka is a commander that whenever she deals damage, you get that many upkeeps. So its upkeep matters. And there's a card called Puka's Mischief. Uh,
Ah, I remember that card.
So you okay, all right, cool. So Puka's Mischief is 3 and a blue enchantment. It's a rare. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may exchange control of target non-land permanent you control and target non-land permanent an opponent controls with an equal or lesser converted mana. So it doesn't matter what type. If you have a 2 mana artifact, you could trade it for a 2 mana creature. And it happens at your upkeep. So now the way it works with her is, let's say you attack with Obeka, you deal 8 damage. You now have 8 upkeeps. You now have 8 times to just swap shit back and forth. Is this fun or is this trash?
Oh, it's definitely fun. I would say you need to like build like I feel like I mean the go-to for this kind of card is when you're giving away like bullshit like I had it in my Zedru deck, so like giving people like shitty things. Um but yeah, absolutely I think it's fun. Like you could definitely use it. But it's just like what are you giving them?
Damn. Okay. Yeah. So I hadn't even thought about that as using the fact that like there's cards that you want you to give stuff away. I was just reading it as like, I'll trade you my, you know, I don't know, my soul ring for your top. You know, like give me your top. Now you don't have your top, and I like, just like kind of getting small incremental value of is like, I have this big dumb enchantment. Give me your, Avacyn for it. And that. And I saw it as a bell curve where at first 1 or 2 triggers is good because you're kind of just getting what you want. But once you have like 10 triggers of that, I'm like, what are you even swapping? Do you like how many swaps can you even do? This and that. But also at the same time, like I I like the idea of like Mark having to watch me swap 8 creatures and like keep on taking his Tyrannid in order to give him some, I don't know. Like, I like the theory of it, but honestly, I after a long like analysis, it was trash in my eyes. But now that you're saying that you could like give stuff away with Obeka, and then there's another ability where you're getting an advantage for them having it, maybe it's better. I don't know.
I don't know if this is an Obeka card.
Okay, that's what I needed to hear. So this is fun. It's just trash in Obeka because it's
Yeah,
too
because
much.
you're not making enough things to give away. So let's say you get eight stacks of that, like then you're giving away 8 things that you have, and Obeka doesn't seem. It seems like Obeka would rather have things that like you know you all your cards are going to be like, oh, at the beginning of your upkeep, like do something. So you're not going to want to give those away to steal anything.
Yeah. Do you know I realized that Obeka and Triskaidekaphobia are like best friends?
Oh my
Because
God, is Obeka Black Grixis?
yeah, yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, you could build your
I know,
Triskaidekaphobia deck with both
I know,
the blue guy, and the black enchantment.
I know. I
Oh,
know, man.
dude, with all the upkeeps, my guy.
I know, man.
Oh, dude, come on.
I know. I've been theory crafting her so hard, and every time it's just getting funner and funner. But my problem is now I want to do sagas, and now I want to do frogs.
You're gonna have to
It's
do
like
all of them.
I'm a
You're just gonna
glutton,
have to
man.
do all of them.
I know. I know. Damn it.
Yeah, I
Which
know.
which actually, let me bring it to the point. I did message you this, but I do want to say it on the podcast for everyone to hear me. I'm gloating. This is a fucking victory lap right here. Uh, so when I was theory crafting Obeka, I was like, well, I need a feast and famine because that'll help me, have her get through and this and that. But feast and famine was $42 to $45. I remember when it used to be 60 plus. So I
Yep.
was like, okay, I'll buy it for the 42. Next paycheck, I'll just do it. Then it got spoiled in Assassin's Creed. And I was like, okay, pump the brakes, hold up, let me not order it yet. Feast and Famine on Assassin's Creed is not the greatest artwork, but I knew it would go down. A few days ago, I saw it was down to like $25. I was like, okay, I'll grab it when it's 18. That's my goal, 18. I signed on Thursday night going into Friday, and I picked myself up a foil Feast and Famine from the Assassin's Creed for $16. Now it's
Holy
already back
shit.
up. It's already back up.
Yes,
It
to
hit.
25.
I'm pretty sure I picked up the lowest costed Sword of Feast and Famine foil that was put onto that website because it hit 16 and right now it's back up to 25. So
Damn, yeah. But we
yeah.
also brought up last week black market or was that even on the show?
No, we were just that was in text. But yeah, black markets, I
Oh,
think under $10
dude,
now,
black
dude.
market connections. I've literally spent like 20 bucks on, and it is now $10.
$10.
10,
Under 10.
15 from fucking Card Shop, Missouri.
Yeah.
Everyone get your black market connections. It's such a good card. Like it's
Yeah.
really hard to justify not running it in like every black deck.
Yeah. Because if it is a problem, like if you are getting low on life, don't trigger them. Just don't fucking trigger them all, you know?
You have to choose one, yeah, but at
Right.
least
But yeah, just don't trigger them all. Yeah.
just make a treasure. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's fine.
I mean, yeah, you're
Uh,
already gonna run Phyrexian Arena. This is easier to splash, and you're making a treasure and drawing a card. You're losing 3 life, but I'll take a card and a treasure for 3.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it's definitely, and I mean the artwork on it's great. So this is a version that's worth buying too. Like I said, I don't like the Feast and Famine artwork so much on Assassin's Creed, but I mean for 18 bucks, for 16 bucks, I was like, fuck,
The
I
borderless
gotta
is
get
cool
that.
though.
Yeah, yeah, but that's I ain't paying that. Not happening. Especially for a deck I might not build. I might not build it. I ordered this card just so. The other card I ordered, so real quick on Assassin's Creed, there's that white equipment that I think is out of control. Not that I know the name of it. It's like, ooh, maybe I have a photo of it right here, ready and available. Can you imagine if I had that ready? Which I don't. Never mind. Just kidding. Sorry, guys. Oh no, I do. All right, Caduceus, the Staff of Hermes. I got this for $6, and
Hold on,
it's
I'm
a
gonna
3 mana.
pause real quick.
Yep. Okay.
And we're back.
All right. Damn static. So Caduceus, Status of Hermes is 2 and a white. It's a legendary equipment. Equipped creature has lifelink. As long as you have 30 or more life, equipped creature gets +5/+5 and has indestructible and prevent all damage that would be dealt to this creature. And its equip cost is just white. I mean, obviously, so in Commander, we're starting at 40 life total. So if you could get this out early, you get this equipped to a creature. You now have a +5/+5 life link, can't be dealt damage monster. $6 right now. I grab that baby. I think this will be a commander staple in any sort of equipment deck, any sort of white, honestly, any deck. It's if you're running white, you don't even need to be equipment in order to want it. So
Yep.
I got the extended art. Fuck yeah. But so I think if you do have any need for this card, pull it now while it's like $4 because this set isn't going to be opened that much. This set's going to be a flash in the pan because Bloomburrow is going to overshadow it. Grab your Caduceus. Grab that
Caduce.
Caduceus.
This is a family friendly show, Michael.
Firm grasp on that deuce. Anyway, so that's it. I ordered my Assassin's Creed packs, cards that I needed. You know, I got my Alexios and all that good stuff.
You're
So
2 of the 5 cards.
yeah. Yeah. I got Alexios and I got Alexios for like $1. I got myself a restart sequence and I got myself a hunter's bow. So
Nice.
yeah, Assassin's Creed. Good stuff. Oh, I also got overpowering attack, which was under $1. Which actually, let me just read that. It's 5 mana, but it has free running of 2 and a red. You may cast a spell for its free running cost if you dealt combat damage to a player this turn with an assassin or commander. And then it's untap all creatures you control that attack this turn. If it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase followed by an additional main phase, combat to main. So you attack, you're obviously dealing damage as long as you do it with your commander. For 3 mana, you get another attack phase. It's pretty cool. So, all right.
I'll take it.
Hell yeah. All right. Let's move on off to that Azorius because I do want to hear what the fuck Azorius cards you're looking to cast here, or you'd like to cast. Ew.
There's actually a theme for my Azorius cards, at least two of them.
Okay, interesting.
So
Start us
my
off.
first one is that worked. Okay, Steel of the Godhead. It's a 3 mana, 2 and a hybrid for an enchantment aura. As long as enchanted creature is white, it gets 1/1 in lifelink. As long as enchanted creature is blue, it gets 1/1 is unblockable. So I feel like any Voltron deck, and the reason I picked this card is it comes from my Rafik days when I played Rafik. But I just feel like +2/+2 lifelink and unblockable is so huge in a Voltron deck, especially when you start getting like double strike on things. It's like this card alone can like end games just based on unblockable, but like then you're getting lifelink, like chef's kiss.
Yeah, yeah, you've definitely done work with this card, and for 2 and hybrid, it's easy. It's easy to cast. And fucking, there's only so many cards that do unblockable. So again, I'm looking into Obeka. There's not too many cards that say, "Hey, this creature's straight up unblockable." There's a
Yeah,
handful.
Whisper Silk Cloak,
Yeah,
Rogue's Passage, good old Rogue's Passage, always holding it down.
yeah. Security bypass, but like that's contingencies. It has to attack alone, so you can't do anything else. Anyone. So yeah, Steel of the Godhead. I've never actually. Well, I put it in my Zur deck when I had my bullshit Zur. But it's never been a card I really cast, but it's definitely I've watched you fuck shit up with that.
So yeah,
Good
good
stuff.
time.
Yeah. Hey, do you what is that creature type on there, right? Weren't they a thing?
Kithkin.
Kithkin. You think we're ever gonna see Kithkin again?
I mean, we're going back to Lorwyn, so I hope so.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The only thing is that I asked Mark Rosewater a bunch on Blogatog and he never responded, but like I always was hoping that Kithkin and halflings could like have some sort of like errata so that halflings are Kithkin because they're essentially the same thing.
Interesting. Yeah.
I want to play my Lord of
Interesting.
the Rings cards with my Lorwyn cards.
Yeah. Almost the same. Well, I don't know. I don't know much about Lorwyn. Definitely not a set I've dabbled in much. Shit,
All right, what's
Steel of
yours?
Godhead. All right, so the first one I'll bring up is Dream Trawler.
Oh,
So it's from Theros Beyond Death. It's 2 white, white, blue, blue. It's a 3/5 Sphinx with flying, lifelink. Whenever you draw a card, Dream Trawler gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Whenever Dream Trawler attacks, draw a card and discard a card. Dream Trawler gains hexproof until end of turn. Tap it. This was the hardest thing in the world to get through when you were drafting in this set, because once it hit, the fact that he could just discard it, he discard that card, get that fucking hexproof. Yeah, it becomes tapped, but you save the creature. Whenever it attacks, you draw a card. So it's card draw in itself. That card draw is going to give it +1/+0. If there's any other card draw you can do, it's also getting that. So a lot of times it ends up being a 5/5, 7/5. It's got flying and lifelink, and you try to kill it, and they just discard a card because you drew the card already. And then
yeah.
Dream Troller gains hexproof, and then this is like it's lifelink, it's flying, it's card draw. It'll kill you. It has protection. I mean, this is exactly what Azorius is in my head, and playing against it has always been a problem. So, not that I've ever cast it, but this is Azorius in my eyes.
Fuck that noise. Fuck that
Yeah,
card. Great card,
I
but
guess
yeah,
I have cast it. I have drafted it. I've casted it, but it's never like I put it into a build deck.
yeah. Plus the art's
Yeah,
dope too. What a pretty looking fucking Sphinx.
yeah, dude. Yeah, it really it is just it's a quality card. Whoever designed this one really knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
What else you got?
All right. Next up for me,
Oh shit.
Sovereigns of Lost Alara. Here's the second part of my my theme for Azorius. Sovereigns of Lost Solara, 4 white blue for a 4/5 with Exalted. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, you may search your library for an aura card that can enchant that creature, put it onto the battlefield, attach that creature, then shuffle your library. So it's a tutor on a stick for auras. And there's never a time when I'm not immediately just grabbing Eldrazi Conscription.
What? Okay, this sounds like something you've done to me before. What is Eldrazi
100%.
conscription?
Gives the creature, I believe, +10/+10 and Annihilator 2.
Annihilator. Okay, right. That's right. Now I remember. Yeah, because
With a dank art.
there's no limit to what you can pull with that, just as long as it's in aura enchantment, right?
What's up?
Look at that. Anything you could pull any aura
Yeah, any
enchantment, right?
aura.
That's gnarly. Yep, that sounds about right.
Yep. Awesome. So sovereigns. I mean, it also allows you to find like, oh, they
Steel of the
have like,
Godhead.
yeah, exactly. They have this or that thing that I need like protection from, or oh, I'm really low in life. So obviously you can get whatever, but it's hard. You're find me hard pressed not to grab to get Eldrazi Conscription.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
in Rafik with the double strike, all of a sudden now he's a double striking like 13/13. Like that's game over right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's a quick end. And Annihilator is a problem. Annihilator isn't that bad of a problem now with treasure tokens and all these tokens we got going on, but like it's still such a statement that when you're Annihilate, like, okay, I got rid of 2 treasure tokens, but it hurts.
The goal is to get
Annihilation
it
is a
out
real thing.
early so that it's oppressive.
Yeah, for sure. To where like I guess I sacrifice my lands. Like
Yep.
been there. Cool. Sovereigns of Lost Alara. I've definitely put that in decks before. Not cast it often, but
Yeah.
good stuff. All right.
Number
My
2
next
for you.
one's it's actually a pretty new card, and we've talked about it a little bit, but it's the Ass Age. So Assimilation Aegis. 1 white blue assimilation. Damn, look at you spelling that correct. Holy shit. I would have never. All right, so 1 white blue. It's the artifact enchantment from Thunder Junction. Whenever Assimilation Aegis enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target creature until Assimilation Aegis leaves the battlefield. So it's like a white O-ring, except it's only creatures. But it's also an artifact. You can equip it for 2, and it says whenever Assimilation Aegis becomes attached to a creature for as long as Assimilation Aegis returns attached to it, that creature becomes a copy of a creature card exiled with Assimilation Aegis. So ultimately, it's an O-ring. It gets rid of a creature. And then you put it onto a creature, and it does the blue copy ability of turning your creature into another creature. But it happens to be the one that's exiled. So I've only cast it in draft so far, but it was so effective that I can't wait for an opportunity to find it into a commander deck, because getting rid of a massive creature is always good, but then being able to turn one of your creatures into it is some next level shit. I love copying. Everybody loves copying a creature. If you have an Avacyn out, my guy, I want an Avacyn too. But if I can get rid of your Avacyn and then turn my creature into the Avacyn, that's a lot to do for a 3 mana and equipment.
It's a big swing.
Yeah, I can't say enough about this. I mean, there's a low floor to this card, but the ceiling is pretty wild with this. So, and then, like, let's say they kill, they find a way to kill the creature that was the Avacyn. Okay, I equip it to my next creature. I have Avacyn all over again. So, good stuff.
Will say I don't like the art.
Yeah, lame as fuck. Like, what is that?
There's a lot of white space that I feel like the Snakebird isn't filling. And I think this kind of goes with some of the complaints about Thunder Junction, but I don't mind the cowboy aesthetic. Like, I'm cool with it. But here, I don't like that there's a cowboy holding what looks to be like a shield, which is kind of reminiscent of like a police officer's badge. But like, it's also like a shield. This doesn't really like feels like it flows very well. This does not feel like a mythic equipment to me.
No,
Like
it's
just visually speaking.
No, I know. It is so underviewed, underrated because it doesn't look cool. There's nothing flashy about it, but it's definitely mythic powered.
Yeah.
But that's funny that now that you say it, yeah, the artwork is kind of what's holding it back, you know? Like if it was someone turning into some wild, wild creature and things were flashing, but you're right. This looks like someone spilt milk
Yeah.
on a bunch of shit. I'm sorry about that, Matt, but
Yeah. On
yeah,
Bring to the Multiverse's
yeah.
art corner.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's just that shouldn't have been the artwork for this card. That's what it is.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got?
All right, my last one's pretty simple. Render silent to white, blue, blue, counter target spell. It's a controller can't cast spells this turn.
Damn, okay.
I
Never
love
cast this.
anything that stops. I love anything that stops my opponents from casting spells on my turn.
You do. Grand Abolisher all day.
Yeah, dude. So
Which is in
if I
standard now, dude. And I forget because I'm against Grand Abolisher decks, and then I go to like play and you fucking can't. So it's crazy.
yeah, big fan of that type of effect. I never want to stop anyone else's fun. I just want them to stop them. I just want to stop them from stopping me.
Well put. That's very, very much you, yeah.
So
You are a fair and diplomatic police officer of the table. Where you're like, you're allowed to do that, but also, I'm the police, so don't touch me. Go ahead, that's allowed.
I'm a
This is allowed. Nope,
libertarian
not
police
allowed.
officer. I'm a
Illegal. Illegal.
libertarian police.
There we
It's
go.
everyone can do what they want as long as it doesn't infringe on my rights.
Yeah, there we go. That is definitely how you use the Azorius law. All right, good. Render silent. Trash.
Awesome. Great card. What's your last one?
My last one is Guafa Hazard, the Profiteer. Or
GW
yeah,
AFA.
yeah, there it is. Guafa.
Oh, Guafa, dude. Look at that motherfucker. Look at that Marshall Mathers ass.
No, the Slim Shady. All right, so one white blue. He's a legendary creature, human rogue. He is a 2/2. Um, and he just has white and blue. Tap him, put a bribery counter on target creature you don't control. Its controller draws a card, but then creatures with bribery counters on them can't attack or block. So he's this passive, creature. He's a 2/2 for 3. Um, but each turn, you can just have him bribe a creature to lay low, stand down. That's it. And the opponent gets that card draw, but those creatures can't attack anymore. I love this because it's very diplomatic. It's not very Azorius, but this is one of the funnest Azorius cards you could play with because the idea of they get that card draw is kind of nice. But I mean, you can stop any creature at all you want from attacking. I wish maybe it was like a goad effect, like
Yeah.
or what is that? Promise of loyalty, that like board wipe that everyone gets a loyalty counter
Or
on them or
yeah.
bribe. It is a bribery counter on that, right? Am I right?
No, isn't it Vow of Loyalty where it's a vow counter?
Is it a vow counter? Okay, yes, you're right. Well, yeah, with Bolus's hand coming down or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but like I like that effect of just like stopping a creature in its tracks, and he's just this casual 2/2, but he'll bribe you to chill. So Guafa, good job. I always wanted
Feels
to
like
build
it should be
Guafa, but
Orzov.
yes, yeah, yeah, because he's a corrupt official. He
Yeah.
is. He's doing that bribery, which he shouldn't. But I mean, now listen, I don't know the laws of the battle bond world. I mean, maybe bribery is all okay in their books. Maybe it's not corrupt. It's just the way the world works.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, everyone has a price, as Guafa says.
Ready to run through our Demirs real quick?
Let's bang it out, dog.
Let's do them. Let's do them.
All
All
right.
right, number one is on the newer side for me. Big fan of this though. We have Col Calidus Assassin. I'm sure there's a way to say this that the Warhammer fans.
Kalidas. Kalidas. I don't.
Calidus.
No. That's a different
I don't
Magic
know,
card. I
but
don't
it's
know.
it's a form. So it's 6 mana, 4 blue black for 3/3. So that's not the greatest stats, but that's flash. And when it ETBs, it enters tapped as a copy of any creature on the battlefield. And when this creature ETBs, destroy up to one target creature with the same name. So for 6 mana, you're getting a copy of whatever the biggest thing on the board is, and you're destroying it.
That's pretty cool. I
So I'm a
like
big
that.
fan
Like
of this card.
the clone of it assassinates the original.
The original, exactly. Like, bitch, you thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Now there's a body double that's just walking around as him. Nice. That's very Dimir. I mean, the assassination, the recloning of it, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, big fan of
And you
this
get a
card.
and you get a 3/3 body in addition to that, you know.
Well, it's a copy of whatever it is, so it's not necessarily 3/3.
Cool. Okay. I thought she was making a copy, but she becomes the copy. So she impersonates the thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%. So not even a 3/3. So
That's awesome. All right, cool. Even more flavorful then.
yeah.
All right. So my first Demir is actually a cycle. So Disinformation Campaign was a card in one of the guilds. And then so it's 1 blue black. When Disinformation Campaign enters the battlefield, you draw a card, each opponent discards a card, and whenever you surveil, return Disinformation Campaign to its owner's hand. There's also been in Thunder Junction Intimidation Campaign, so I count them as a cycle. It's also 1 blue black. When Intimidation Campaign enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life. You gain 1 life, and you draw a card. And then whenever you commit a crime, you may return Intimidation Campaign to its owner's hand. So these are these 3 mana enchantments that every time you cast it, your opponent either has to discard or lose a life. You're always drawing a card and sometimes gaining a life. And then as long as you follow the contingency of whether it be surveilling or criming, you get it back to hand to redo it. In draft, once you have 5, 6, 7 mana, Intimidation Campaign and Disinformation Campaign are some of the most powerful cards you can have to just keep on flashing it, because it's for both of them, you're gonna get a card draw. 3 mana, draw a card. You also drain your opponent or make them discard, and then you do a removal, which is important, and then it comes back to hand. And next turn you do it again. It's this card draw cycle that you don't notice until you start looping it. And after 2 or 3 loops, these cards that just, I mean, because you're drawing a card and then it's coming back to your hand, so it's like you double card advantage, and then you
Yeah.
recast it, and it draws you another one, and it fucking comes back, and it's like, I can't say how much I love playing these cards in draft. So good shit. Very, very Demir. Of just like that recursion and card draw of the blue, and then just that fucking of the black. What's your next?
Exciting news. My Sheldon spellbook fucking shipped. So
Oh
everyone
shit.
ordered theirs, right? Because I told everyone on the cast to order them so you can get your extra Teferi's protection for super cheap. I even forget what's in there. I just remember your greater good.
Yeah, Keldon ordered mine for altars as trade. I have to finish his a spore frog. So Keldon, I hope you're listening to this. Hearing this, I will make sure your spore frog is on its way. We will get that going. And I'm shooting for the full Kermit playing a banjo with the rainbow behind him. So that's the goal.
Word. All right, so my next card is a card that I've never actually played with before, but it's a card that I saw when I was younger, and it like really impressed me. And I also love the artwork because I think it's just like fucking horrible. Is Nemesis of Reason. So it's 3 blue and black for 3/7 Leviathan horror. Yeah, like look at this motherfucker. It's like mouth is like tentacles. Like
Yeah,
what?
I don't like it. I don't like it
Like
so
it's got
much.
some
It's
like
gross.
eyeballs here, but like mouth is all fucking. great, and it's got mouth hands and it's
Did you just
terrible.
recently see that photo of the seagull that tried to swallow the starfish, and the starfish
No.
legs are hanging out of its mouth, and dude, it looks so much like this.
Oh, dude, see, that's how you
That's
know.
fucking horrifying. Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
I'll have to send you that.
oh, even the secret lair art is dope too. What the fuck?
Oh shit. Yeah. All right. So Nemesis Arisen is disgusting no matter what.
Yeah, awesome. Even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when it attacks a defending player, mills 10 cards, you know? There's better mill effects. There's cheaper casting things, but I just fucking when I was younger, I was like, holy shit, 10 cards, what?
Yeah.
And it's every time it attacks, and it's like a fucking gross Cthulhu water monster. Super cool.
And it's got 7 toughness. Like, what is it? There's maybe 15 creatures in the magic library
Yeah.
that'll swing past the
It's
Nemesis
got a
Arisen, you
fat
know?
ass, basically.
Yeah. Nemesis of fucking ass.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, no. Fucking legit. And Joey casts that on us all the time.
Yeah, it's in
So
his mill deck. I feel like it's a staple for any mill deck, but also it's just cool. And I like it.
yeah. Yeah. And it's under $1. So how about it? All right. My last Dimir here is Atrada the Silencer. I've loved this card since the day it got announced. I have built my commander deck to it. I have ETRATA.
There we go.
I
We got there.
have built the commander deck. I've altered it. I have done everything in the world. Atrada is just a card that resonates with me. It is 2 blue black for a 3/5. Atrada the Silencer can't be blocked. Whenever Atrada deals combat damage to a player, exile target creature that player controls and put a hit counter on that card. That player loses the game if they own 3 or more exiled cards with a hit counter on them. Atrada's owner shuffles Atrada into the library. So it's 4 mana, 3/5, no protection, but cannot be blocked. When it hits, you exile a creature your opponent controls, and then it gets shuffled into your library. Then you got to recast her, hit again, exile a creature, it gets reshuffled. Do it one more time, and they lose the game. So, like, it's a lot. But if you do it, if you win this way, Atrada is the most satisfying thing in the world. Now, I built it for Commander. When you're in Commander, it's all about doubling that trigger, having her return to hand before she gets shuffled away. Cloning her that way that ability happens a second time. There's a lot of ways you can abuse this card in Commander to where it's a lot easier to do.
So you have to blink her in response to the trigger, right? Like she deals
Yes,
combat damage, trigger on the stack, you blink her, and then trigger resolves.
correct. And then you're still going to get that card exiled. You got to put it back out. You could always do it. If you have the Lightning Greaves or something out, you just put her out, give her haste, swing, blink her. Next turn, put her out, haste, swing, blink her, but on the blink, you hit the Strionic Resonator, 3 cards exiled, now you win. There's ways, but also your opponents need to have the 3 creatures. Sometimes your opponents don't have any creatures. Sometimes they just remove it. They don't want it. Get it out of here. Sometimes you can't blink it, and it's going to get shuffled or put into the command zone. So it's a lot, but it's a puzzle that you can really work out. I loved it. I played it for a while. I definitely got some people to lose the game with it. But when I built it, there weren't nearly as many support cards for it as they have now.
Looks like you might
But
need to revisit it.
yeah, oh, absolutely. It's something that's always on my back burner. And whenever I'm looking at Dimir, that's the card that I'll look into. Um, yeah, the new one is more about face down cards for disguise and all that stuff, but it's not
Lame.
it's not my assassin,
Old
my
one.
fucking the silencer. Plus that artwork, dude. That face, she looks so fucking badass with the moon behind her, peaked on top with the sword in front. Just I love this card. I was gonna call Garuda as my third, the Doom Adepts, because that's such a fun card. But honestly, at the end of the day, Etrada has my heart. So
I think you didn't give your second.
didn't I? Oh, Yo, guys, so okay, so my third one's gonna be Garuda. Doom of Depths. Damn, I thought I did. Oh, that's right, right. I had Talion on here, but that card's too good. All right, so then yeah, Garuda Doom of Depths companion. Your starting deck contains only cards with even converted mana cost. When Garuda enters the battlefield, each player puts the top 4 cards of their library into the graveyard, and then put a creature card with even converted mana cost from among those cards onto the battlefield under your control. It's a 6/6 monster. You always get a good creature with this. Garuda's a fun card. Always good time. That's all I
Yeah,
got. It's
I was
just a
just
good
reading it
card.
again.
There's not much to say about it. It's just
Grid is cool because
everybody
it's
mills and
useful
get
in the
it.
99 too. Like some of the companions really are like very mediocre in the 99, and it's just great because like having them always in your hand is like where their benefit is. But
Yeah,
Garuda is just a card that I wouldn't mind casting just like as a 6/6 for 6 that could possibly let me steal any like creature, you know?
yeah, yeah. And again, I've always seen it catch something. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen it not catch something. Maybe not, nothing great, but it's always going to get something. There's creatures
Yeah,
around,
one
so
thing.
yeah, it's
Okay,
good. It's a good card.
nice. So actually I guess we're on theme here because my last card is very similar. Um and that is Rexiel the Risen Deep. Speaking of fucking Cthulhu monster in the water.
Hey,
Again, this was another card that I saw back when I was younger. In fact, I think World Wake is about like I started like the set before World Wake, I'm pretty sure. Um but like I was in the height of my high school playing during like the OG Zendikar and World Wake, and I forget what the last one is. But so that's why like Eldrazi have like a lot of like I'm near and dear to Eldrazi because like they were my first like, what the fuck is that thing? Like, oh my god, it's like it's 12/12 and it blows up my lands or whatever. Or like OG Emmy, like back in standard, like trying to like figure out how to stop your opponent when they drop that was like, what the fuck? Um
yeah,
So anyway, so Rexiel I always thought was like so fucking good. Obviously, it's not like the greatest anymore, but I still feel like it's decent. It's 3 blue, and a black, so 6 total for 5/8 Kraken with Island Walk and Swamp Walk. So
that's nice.
40% of the colors covered there. And whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you can cast a target instant or sorcery card from their graveyard without paying its mana cost, and then you exile it. This thing,
Damn.
fucking yeah, like blue and black are probably the colors that you want to cast anyway, and you're stealing something like grody from them. I don't know. I was always a big fan of this card.
Yeah, I like the fact that you could do it multiple times. Like, a lot of times something like this is like when you cast this creature, you get one opportunity to pull something. It's like, no, this 5/8 Island Walk, Swamp Walk is going to do it every turn, you know? So you're not leaving this guy up to block. He's swinging in, he's taking your shit. He's taking, and it's the simple things. It's taking the removal, it's taking the ramp, it's taking the, you make his, yeah, yeah, take whatever you want, So I've never cast this card. I've never honestly even seen this card, or at least paid attention to it. So this is a pretty wild thing. I like it.
Oh, this
Look at
art's
that
dope.
that artwork. Yeah, look at that
That's
one.
terrifying.
Yeah, that's a Kraken right there for sure.
Yeah, that's like you're gonna get your fucking shit pushed in.
Ugh. That whole like seeing stuff from the depths.
Yeah,
I don't
hate
like
it.
it. I don't like it. I just watched someone. They were grinding barnacles off of a pipe or a chain in the middle of the ocean, and just like the peripherals of like seeing the eternal depth below them as they were grinding, I was like, you can't pay me enough. I have a
Nope.
job that's a little risky, but you ain't paying me to do that. That's not happening. Because there's could be krakens. There could
There be Krakens.
prove to me there ain't krakens. You can't, then I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Fucking empty the whole fucking ocean, make sure there's no krakens, I'll do it. You
We've
can't do
already
that?
seen giant
No thanks.
squids, so
Yeah, dude. And listen, there's too many stories about this kraken shit. Like back then, they were hardened souls. And for them to come back and be like, "Yo, we saw Krakens." They saw something, you know?
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, no. You can't convince me there ain't no Krakens out there. But yeah, that's our Dimir. So our next list will be Rakdos. So instead of the top 3, it'll be the top 25 cards of
We
Rakdos.
just start
No,
listing
I'm
every
kidding.
Rakdos card.
Yeah. Yeah, just pull up the whole Scryfall. We're going over all of them. No, I'll
Rakdos
boil
and
it down
Gruul.
to 3. And Gruul, yeah. So you would say that Orzhov is your favorite color combo, right?
Easy. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, making our way. It's fun. It's fun going through all these cards because I look at cards that I have forgotten about, cards that meant so much to me in certain formats, but I've forgotten about, and this is a nice little exercise to just get familiar with all of Magic again.
Yeah. All different assets and avenues.
Yeah, it's good shit. Well, unfortunately, I finished my cans early. I could have gone for one more, but I guess it's for the best. I got to go to the garage. I got to finish up some more knives today. Take advantage of this
Nice.
weekend. Yeah. You got any good plans for this weekend?
Yesterday we went to the beach, so I think today is like chores and shit, so that's sick.
Mm. Oh,
And
hell
then
yeah.
and I think the missus is having girls' night tonight, so I'm gonna be playing video games and smoking weed.
Oh, shit. There we go. You can't beat that. I love that when Dana's like, I'm going out tonight. You got to watch the kids. It's like, okay, no problem. Might try to hold Magic. We're ordering pizzas. Let's do this.
Yep, that's it. Fun.
Make the most of it. Fuck. All right, man. That is the bottom of the glass. I will see
Yep.
you next week for some more shenanigans. Hopefully, we have some Bloomburrow cards to talk about. I want frogs all day.
Rocks.
Take it easy.
Peace.